my question to you is, how do you know when life and when things in your life are getting to be a little bit too much? Are you procrastinating? Are your thoughts and actions just kind of, it feels circular? You feel like you're not getting anywhere. If this is you in this moment, I would suggest a few tips. And I know the first thought that comes to mind after I say this, well, I am just too busy for these tips. But stick a pin, hear me out. First thing I try to do, and I would suggest, is to change the I'm too busy narrative. There is time. We can find pockets of time. When I get overwhelmed, my go-to is my phone. There are certain, like crossword puzzles, I would be doing crossword puzzles, which is good, but maybe not appropriate for the time and the moment. But that's what I do when I'm overwhelmed. Think about what you might do. Maybe you're spending maybe way too much time on devices, television, and maybe reclaiming some of that time by unhooking and disconnecting, and use that time to connect in other ways that makes you feel soothed, makes your soul feel soothed. It's different for different people, but I would suggest that you just press pause and just try and find that one thing that you can connect. Maybe it's running, maybe it's walking, maybe it's volunteering, whatever it is. But the time, you look at the time and see where you can reclaim some time to help yourself. Changing how we look at stress. Now, I feel like as folks, we are very settled in how we think and how we feel about something or someone. And when a stressor comes up, we kind of get to that automatic thought. Some people call it an attitude. Perhaps trying to figure out if there's an opportunity to change that one thought when there's a stressor. If you can't change a thing or you can't change a person, maybe changing how you cope with that stressor. Food for thought. My last thing is to try and simplify, try and prioritize, and try and listen to your body's needs. Our bodies are not disconnected from our emotional self. We need to start looking for these little pockets of joy. If we've worked long, from the time we were born, we're trying to do the right thing. We're learning all these things. We're adults. We're trying to make our way in the world. And, I know a lot of you aren't of my age group because you're still pregnant. But, we get tired kind of doing the rat wheel and the rat race. So listen to our bodies. Take a rest. If the mind is just feeling like it's burning rubber mentally, simplify and prioritize. But life is too short, okay? And it's time for us to take back how we think and how we feel in the little moments that we can. So the things that tend to steal our time, that's really not productive or bring any kind of joy, maybe it's time to steal a little bit of that back to make us smile, or at least make us just go whew, for a little bit. So this is Dr. Heather Stanley Christian. I am available for those folks who might feel like you need a little help in this regard. You can find me at Unity MFM on Insta. There's a link tree. but I'd like for us to, if we had a good weekend where we found ourselves in that space where come Tuesday morning we go, chill, it could be a little longer, then we can find a little longer time by stealing little minutes and an hour or two a week. It can be found. You just have to look objectively and kind of figure out what's not necessary and what's more necessary. And our mental well-being and our mental health and our emotional space, we work too hard to be working and be unhappy. Okay? So reach out to me. And this is Dr. Stanley Christian, and I want you to wish you peace and that space, and walk good. Talk later.